pretty much a in-season Wednesday with Houston. Any questions on this week's game?
Sean, with Marcedes, just given how long he's played.
Mercedes.
Yeah. Just what do you mean to bring him in?
Well, he's someone you kind of follow his career, and I knew he'd been training. I know he's in great shape, and he's a tremendous blocker. I think you don't want to get caught where, man, it's got to be jumbo. And so we brought him in for a workout, brought him onto our practice squad. I'm glad he's here. He's a tremendous leader. I'm anxious for you guys to be around him. So good first day.
Yeah, is that one kind of like Dobbins where like you need the player, but the other stuff you're going to get is maybe...
Yeah, and I had heard he's been in the league long enough where like the reports have just been unbelievable anywhere he's been. Jacksonville, Green Bay, Chicago. So it's good to have him here.
How can you just speak to the difficulty of having a 20-year playing career?
I think, obviously, it's unusual. I think he's obsessed with taking care of himself. That has a lot to do with it. I had checked on a mutual friend. You know, he's been training 2 times a day, you know, and then in the work, you could see that he's in shape. And, yeah, I think someone asked me, what's the most senior player you ever coached? I don't think I've coached someone who's in your 20s. So it's a pleasure to have him, and I'm glad he's here.
His first year in the league was your first year as a head coach.
Streif was a rookie. He was a rookie. D'Amico Ryans was a rookie. That was that draft class. And I was a rookie as well. UCLA, so George is a little partial. But his consistent, I think when he's 55, he's going to be able to block the D gap. You know, we used to say that about Vinny Testaverde. Like when he's 60, he's still going to throw a pretty ball. And I just think that all the other things that come with him are assets for our team.
Do you consider Pat Surtain a candidate for IR at all?
Yeah, we've discussed, obviously, we've had all those discussions.
And Chris Abrams' great. What have you seen that you really like about him and you think makes him?
Well, I think 2 things that stand out, and I'm looking at him right now. He's extremely intelligent, and I would say he might have the best hands on this team. He's got elite ball skills, and so now he's quiet, but real good football instincts and really good ball skills.
Coach, what kind of challenges does D'Amico's defense present?
Yeah, good question. I think he's done a great job. They're extremely fast. Man, the edges, when you look at Daniil Hunter, and both of these edge players with wide techniques are problems. The secondary is extremely talented. You know, we went through a week of watching film of one team, and then they don't, when I say this respectfully, it's not there's a multitude of things, but the things they do exceptionally well. This nickel's a great player. The corners, I mean, it's an entirely different look, you know, than what we were looking at a week ago. So just finished talking about how games unfold and each one can take on a new way. And so we got to keep looking at the things that we can do to attack it. But they're very well coached. They're very, very talented. I think they've done a great job of building that defense through the draft, free agency, and D'Amico's put his, you can see his touches all over it.
Sean, how well do you know D'Amico?
Well, because New Orleans and Houston were close, we had a lot of preseason games, a lot of joint practices. He was a player. I get to see him now in coaching meetings. You know, you get aged a little bit, but he was a rookie in 06, my first year, and all those traits he had as a player. You know, it's not surprising he's become a great coach. So I've got a ton of respect for him. You can see how the team plays for him, and yeah, he's something.
Sean, you said vision for John is inside and outside flex. Is this a week where the flex comes into play with Pat? Or
We'll see. We'll see.
Limit responsibility?
We'll see. We'll see. Not going to tell you if he's playing outside or inside. Why would I do that?
You know, he didn't get his hands on the ball today. Where do you like his progress?
Who?
Barron.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's got really good ball skills, and fortunately, it's a position we've got some depth. We've drafted to it, so we'll kind of go from there.
What are your thoughts on the Houston defense? They're number one in both total and scoring defense.
I just answered that question.
Well, I mean, just how rugged are they? How do they compare to your defense, I guess?
Well, it's an entirely different scheme. They're a 4-3 defense, but I think I just went through like literally every part of what they do well. They're in the top of the league in all the important categories: scoring, total yards, you know, all of that. You know, we're not at week 3 now. We're far enough along where that's the DNA, and they're real good.
Sean, you talked about liking the way Vance adjusted once Pat was out of the game on Sunday. Is it
I think,
when you have a
well, I said that, but also the approach to playing that team. If you looked at that team when 88 was down, their production changed. But when he was up with 3, you know, and so healthy, you know, with the tight end, they were putting up big numbers, and I thought we did a good job of affecting the quarterback, disrupting the timing of the passing game against a really good passing team. And so that was big in the game, you know, our time of possession, but also the opponent's time of possession.
Coach, with the 11 a.m. games, I know it's noon there in Houston.
So you ready? You know, Saturday they turn the clocks back. So we're playing 12 noon our time. And every day we come out here at 12 noon. So unusually, it's a great question, but we fall back Saturday night. And so 12 noon.
Well, I know you say with schedule you look at specific things, but is it a bit of just, I don't know if it's luck or whatever, that you only have the 2 early kicks all year as it stands?
Well, an early kick would be the Philly.
Right, I guess.
But this doesn't become an early kick. The Philly was challenging because it's early kick coming off Monday. I mean, there were a number, but this one works out where, you know, we'll be playing a 12 noon start.
Because Washington is a night game, Kansas City's.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I used to concern myself with a lot of that. I look at the travel, and so when the schedule came out this year, we thought we were going to get a London game. We wanted an East Coast prior. Now we weren't necessarily wanting to play a Monday night, but those are the logistics you look at.
Coach, JK, we're seeing the production that he has off the field, but we also see how infectious his personality.
Yeah, 100%.
How valuable has that been for a young running back room?
It's been fantastic. It's one of those things that in free agency, I said it about Demario Davis. I didn't know I was getting all this other stuff, and I would say the same for him in a very positive way. Like, man, he loves being out here. He loves. You guys have been around him. It's infectious, and all your good teams have guys like that. Roach is that way. There's a number of guys that way, but it's important.
He's got a career average of 5.3.
Who?
Dobbins. He has a career average of 5.3, which is higher than even Jim Brown averaged, and that's about what he's doing this year. How amazed are you at
his yards per carry, especially coming back from all these injuries.
Yeah, look, he's come back healthy. And one of the discussions, and I can remember even with Ingram or Kamara or any of these runners, the key would be, hey, how long can I play in this league? And it's harder just in a one, you're the, and I think that, man, he's helped that room a bunch. And then he and RJ have complemented each other. And like, when you see one guy score and the bench, doesn't matter who it is, those are like positive signs. So, no, he's been great. He's doing a great job.
Sean, when you evaluated the roster when you got here a couple years ago, did you sense Jonathan Cooper, there's a ceiling there to match what he's doing?
I think when you come in new, you look at all the tape, but the lesson I learned was, like, you start with a clean slate and kind of go by what you see. And there are guys on that roster that are ready to become champions, and then there are some that aren't. And I think you can make too many mistakes if you try to predetermine who those are and aren't. And you really let all of it unfold, and you make your decisions based on what you're seeing. And fortunately, I mean, look, he's gotten better. The room, Benito, I mean, all of it. And so, that 09 Super Bowl team probably had, 15, 20 players that were on the 05 team that didn't do too well when we got there in 06. But you could tell it was real important to him. But I think it's hard to draw conclusions immediately. I think it's a mistake too. And so just go by what you see.
Sean, does he look like a guy who's only played 2 games left in the last?
He's doing well. He's doing well. He doesn't look like a throw-in left guard. He's smart. He's tough. It's good to see him playing. It's good when you look at some of the guys we were able to get after the draft and late. That's like gold. Getting those type of players. And we had that first year we hit on a number of linemen